I've spent years wrestling with a storm of emotions: anger, regret, pain, jealousy, sadness, and even a flicker of admiration. My heart was once tethered to Anna Harper, a woman I cherished since I first understood love back in high school. We were best friends, then lovers in college, and by graduation we were married. From our first kiss, I knew Anna was my forever. My parents urged me to date others, worried we were too entwined too young. I got their concern, but it never fazed me. Being with Anna didn't feel like sacrifice, it felt like destiny. We chose Union State University for its academic prestige, but honestly I picked it because it suited Anna's dreams too. We had our own friends, our own activities, yet our best moments were always together. She was my everything: outgoing, where I was reserved petite at 5'5", to my towering 6'4" fiery, where I was calm. She came from a big family. I was an only child. She was a devout Catholic. I believed in God but questioned religion. She was breathtakingly beautiful, and though I wasn't a movie star, we fit perfectly. Our connection was raw, real, impossible to pin down but undeniable. She teased me playfully. I played the gentleman. I cheered at her games. She sat through my debates. Her smile always told me she felt the same pride I did. We never forced each other to choose, yet we always chose each other. Sharing dreams, fears, desires, everything. That's why her betrayal cut so deep. I don't know if I believe in soulmates, but if they exist, Anna was mine. Our love was passionate, caring, more than just desire. When I asked her father, Miguel Harper, for her hand, he grilled me relentlessly. I stumbled at first, but seeing Anna's face through the window gave me courage. I told him I'd chosen to love her consciously through better or worse. He gave his blessing. 3 years later, worse arrived. I still loved her, wanted her happiness, even if it cost me mine. That's why I sat alone, grappling with my emotions, knowing she could predict my reactions. My reliability, once her anchor, now set her free. Anna started coming home late, a pattern that emerged over 4 months. Her behavior shifted. She stopped smiling when she saw me. That hurt more than uncovering the truth. The night she walked into our dining room, I was lost in thought but felt her presence. "Hey, Anna," I said. "Hi, Ethan," she replied softly. "You okay?" I asked. "Not really," she admitted. "Please sit. Let me explain." I'd rehearsed my speech, hoping to stay calm to face the hardest moment of my life with courage. "Anna, I love you with all my heart. I always have, always will. I don't want to fight, yell, or blame you. I just want us to decide what's next together." Her eyes betrayed a flicker of anxiety. "Ethan, what are you getting at?" she asked. "All I've ever wanted is your happiness," I said, my voice cracking. "I don't know why that's been my guiding star since our first kiss, but it is. I'm heartbroken, Anna, in ways you can't imagine. I know you're not happy with me." Tears welled in her eyes unshed. It was strange knowing letting me go saddened her even a little. "I'm not interested in digging up details," I continued. "It'd only hurt me more, hold me back. I don't want you to think I'm a coward, but if we can agree you're not happy, I'd appreciate your understanding." She whispered, "Yes, Ethan, I understand." Her lack of denial confirmed I was right. "Anna, I want a divorce." Miguel Harper, Anna's father, was a force of nature, 5'9", hardened by street life and manual labor, covered in tattoos and scars. His unwavering loyalty to his wife, Maria, and their 8 children earned my respect. I felt obligated to explain my decision to him. Sitting on his back porch, beers in hand, he pressed me to speak. "Son, you ready to tell me why you're here?" I took a breath. "Sir, I've loved no one but your daughter since I first saw her. I promised you right here I'd always put her needs above mine. Today, I'm keeping that promise even if it means leaving her." His anger was fierce words sharp in two languages. He demanded answers, but I held firm. "Sir, all I can say is I love your daughter. Some things stay between us unless she chooses to share them. It breaks my heart to admit I've failed in our marriage, but this is the best way. I'm here out of respect to tell you myself." He calmed enough to hear me out, and I left with his reluctant acceptance. Anna never cried. She teetered on the edge, but the tears never fell. She didn't fight me or attack my pride, for which I was grateful, though part of me wished she'd begged me to stay. Her only reaction was a startle when I mentioned speaking to her father. "I told him today," I said. I explained what I'm about to tell you. "I hope for the sake of our history we can part without drawn-out conflict. I don't want financial ruin. I'm leaving after the divorce is finalized. I've prepared papers including options for dividing our modest assets. The biggest decision is the house. Please review them with whoever you choose and let me know by next week." She nodded. "Okay, Ethan, I'll look them over." I heard the whispers in my head. Why didn't I unleash some inner warrior on Anna and her lover? Truth is, I'm no ninja. The last time I fought was in sophomore year when a senior tried to flirt with Anna. I was furious seeing her cry in the school parking lot. Lucky I didn't catch him, I'd have been expelled. My dad grounded me for a month. Years later, I learned Miguel intervened, convincing the senior's parents to let it go. My mental health was the second reason I didn't fight. I hadn't slept, was making mistakes at work, and felt utterly alone. My mom died of breast cancer my senior year of college. My dad turned to alcohol, moved to Florida, and I hadn't heard from him in nearly 4 years. I needed a fresh start far from home, and that required financial stability. Anna's cooperation was key. 2 weeks later, we sat in a lawyer's office. Anna gave up the house. It went on the market. We split our accounts, and I kept my modest retirement fund. She took the newer car and its payments. I kept my 10-year-old truck. With that, it was signed, sealed, and delivered pending 90 days. My one regret, I lied to Anna. "Where are you staying, Ethan?" she asked. "I rented a small apartment near the office," I said. "I'll be there until I figure out my next steps." It wasn't true. My truck was packed with clothes and my laptop. I left my wedding ring on the kitchen counter with a note. "Goodbye. I'll always love you. Be happy." I stopped to say goodbye to Miguel. "Son, you and Anna belong together," he said. "Isn't there room for forgiveness?" I shook my head. "Sir, I've found forgiveness in my heart. I cherish your daughter and want the best for her. Now I need peace." Maria hugged me tightly, her touch conveying more than words. "God bless you, son," she whispered. "We'll miss you." I left before I broke down. The truth hit me slowly. Anna's late nights, her coldness, it wasn't just work stress. I'd taken on more chores, cooking, cleaning, even scrubbing the bathroom, hoping to thaw her distance. Then I found it an empty pregnancy test box in the bathroom trash. My curiosity led me to the positive test. Her birth control pills were untouched. We hadn't been intimate in 7 weeks, our longest dry spell. Excuses piled up. She was tired, stressed, unwell. The math didn't lie. Another man had gotten her pregnant. I called her office. Her line went to reception. "Miss Harper left for the day," they said. Her car was still in the lot. 20 minutes later, I saw her step out of her boss Michael Carter's car, sharing a carefree kiss. That was all I needed. I drove home, hid my pain, and faced the end of our marriage. 4 days and 20 hours later, I arrived in Las Vegas. I crossed Nebraska, Colorado, Utah, finding solace in the mountains. Exhausted, I crashed in the cheap motel, sleeping 18 hours on a lumpy mattress. I enrolled as a first-year law student living in a tiny dorm with a shared kitchen and bathroom. At 26, I was a divorced man with a steady job, a cheating ex-wife, and no family. I threw myself into a dual JD MBA program maintaining a 4.0 GPA, driven by the plan Anna and I once shared. Las Vegas offered a full scholarship and distance from home. I emailed Miguel and Maria monthly, updating them on my studies, clinging to a connection that felt like family. A check arrived, $764.18, the final value of my marriage after fees. It was a gut punch. Their emails never mentioned Anna letting me pretend I had a family who cared. After 7 months, their hints of reconciliation stopped. I wondered if Anna kept her child, if Michael left his wife, if her baby looked nothing like me. I sent flowers, balloons, and a gift basket to their home, congratulating them on their child. I mailed cards to Anna's office, a quiet act of closure. It hurt, but I meant it. I was happy for her, even if her joy cost me mine. My social life was non-existent. I didn't date, didn't notice women's interest. My first real friend came years later, David Rosenberg, a 50-year-old senior partner at the small law firm where I worked. Specializing in real estate, he became my mentor, teaching me to negotiate, connect, and rebuild. Gavin, people need to look in your eyes and know you'll solve their problems, he said. Over coffee, I poured out my life childhood parents, Anna. He listened, planting seeds that bloomed into confidence, better choices, a gym routine, and my own property. By 31, I was a successful young businessman thanks to him. David shifted focus to my personal life. What are you getting your parents for their anniversary? He asked, knowing my mom was gone and my dad died of liver failure. Miguel and Maria Harper hit 50 years next month. He grinned. He was right, they were my family. I sent them first-class tickets, 5-star spa stays, limo service, and VIP show tickets in Las Vegas. They called overwhelmed. Ethan. It's too much, Miguel said. Sir, it doesn't repay the kindness you've shown me, I replied. They accepted, and I felt lighter, unburdened by selflessness for the first time in years. Their visit wasn't what I expected. They dragged me along, wanting time with me. David cleared my schedule, insisting I take a week off. At my office, he introduced them as my parents, boasting about my work. Maria clung to my side, beaming with pride. Everywhere we went, limos, restaurants, shows, my connections treated us like royalty. We always knew you were special, Maria said. Miguel hugged me fiercely. You're our son, always will be, he said. Their love filled a void I'd carried for years. Back home, I finalized a deal to secure their retirement. I bought 19 properties around their rundown neighborhood, partnered with Harper Investment Group, and sold them for a hotel and retail development. The profits funded a lifetime annuity and a new 2-bedroom condo with a park view. This isn't a gift, I told them over wine. It's sound business advice and free legal services. They'd never work again, living comfortably in their dream home. Maria cried. Miguel shook his head. A miracle, he said. I'd given them what children do for parents. I hadn't seen Anna in a decade. Running into her at a mall was surreal. She looked older, heavier, but still her. Hey, Anna, I said. Why are you here? She asked, working the register. Just finishing business, visiting friends. She wasn't on my list. It was awkward, but not painful. Days later, she asked to meet at our old bar. She looked stunning, black dress, heels polished. You lied to me, she said, referring to my move. I didn't think you'd leave. I shrugged. You didn't give me a choice. Her eyes welled up. I never stopped loving you, Ethan, even when I did what I did. I cut her off. The best thing about our divorce was you never lied. Don't start now. What do you want? She admitted her affair with Michael ended badly. His wife found out he lost his job and he left her. She was alone, shunned by her family. Can't you forgive me? She pleaded. I stared into her eyes. You chose to stop your pills to let him get you pregnant. When were you going to tell me that it was mine? She had no answer. Why aren't you with him? I asked. He abandoned me, she said. I lost everything. I felt nothing, no anger, no love. You made your choice, Anna. I fought for us by letting you go. I'm done. I walked away free at last.